This is what happens when you leave your job site for a week. They complete the project, kinda. They're not complete. But it's the road, the county road. That is maintained. They're up there working. So this is 35 acres straight through to the back, connects to another 70. Ain't nothing great here. Just a trail. I'm up here this week. One, to check out the road, see how we're doing. Two, I got nothing else better to do. After all, this is my big project that I don't have to actually bust my ass to do. Well, they're up there working at the top. There's no reason to record me walking 35 acres. I could probably drive in here, but there's still a lot of sticks and stuff poking up roots because they haven't really done a final grade. This is just rough. They'll be coming through with 2 to 3 feet of fill. And the running joke is that when my neighbor, this isn't a road, it's a driveway. But it is going to be a full-on county road style. And all this debris in here will be cleaned up. But obviously, they'll get there in that time. So, anyway, that's me for a few minutes. And here's the creek we talked about. It's at least 6 feet deep. Now, they got a lot of debris down in here right now, so they can drive in and out of here. And I'm sure I could too. But deer tracks coming down our new road. Deer trekkies. And it rained yesterday, so those are pretty fresh. And that goes down even to lower elevations. Originally, we were talking about just leaving it like this. But, you know, when it rains, you don't want to have to come driving through a foot of water or even higher, because that water will get above the banks here as it drains out. So it just makes sense. 2 48-inch culverts. And, of course, we'll go over the banks. Also have a lot of wild hog up here. As far as I'm concerned right now, they're mainly just a bunch of, what's the word I'm looking for? Ground aerators. They like to just cruise all through here looking for acorns and roots and anything else they can get into. They do get beavers. My neighbor has to get rid of a few every year. They come up the rivers and the creeks, and they'll settle up at the hires, and they'll slowly work their way up. And his pond is right through this bottomland. Approximately, where am I? I guess this is right up the middle of the property for now, but you know, just say 15 acres over there. And one of the big things we talked about with the gentleman when he walked through this job twice, 3 times, was just to get the feel for a nice drive. It's not perfect, it's not straight, it winds its way through. We kind of just looked at it. I said, use your best judgment. Let's keep the big trees. Yeah, you're gonna lose a few, and yeah, there's a lot of refuge in here. But my thought on that is, yeah, well, it is what it is. I mean, you gotta break a few eggs to make an omelet, right? The old saying goes. Now this is crossover right here. Boom. Crosses over from the hardwood bottomland and the pine trees. All this pine trees were planted after they started farming the area. It's just a way to get the land from grazing and farming. It's a long way to make money, but they do regenerate themselves and they do grow. Yeah, there's a lot of pine in here. Now, I'm sure if I'd looked around long enough and talked to more people and blah, 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 I could have had, maybe, and this is a big maybe, it's finding people that will do this, is getting a logging company or people who are small individuals to come in and saw these logs up and take them off to the mill. On the bottomland, there's a lot of oak and others, of course, and sweet gum, but all of that can be used. Fence posts, pole barns, lumber. It could be shredded up. And who am I? To my knowledge, we're going to take it all up and bury it, then burn it, or vice versa. Make a big hole and burn it, or burn it on top of the ground. This is kind of what we want them to look like, natural. Wow. This makes for a nice walk compared to what I used to have to do. As I'm slowly walking up here, already mentioned it before, but it's about 200 feet above sea level down there. I'm working my way up a hill. I'm slowly winding up here to the top. Because down there, if you can see it, through the trees, is a ravine. And it only gets bigger as you come up here. I can hear him working. The suspension is killing me. But it's a nice walk. And I'm enjoying it. 40 degrees last night. It's currently 61. I drove in this morning from Dallas. Took me about 2 hours to get here. A little over because of traffic. This road is no driveway. Good goodness, it's going to be beautiful. Now, of course, all this works great until you remember somebody's got to clean it up and mow it. So those are all investments in the future. How much do you need? Tractor, mowing attachments, all these things just to help maintain it. Want to be able to get access up in this property no matter what we're doing. Here comes a car. Oh nope, tractor. I ain't here running. Because if you remember from the first video, they are gathering material from the pond. Now this road there is part of the original roads and trail system that are all through here. And granted, I had deep pockets. I'd have these gentlemen go all through here. But I'm not. At least on this project. I don't know if you can pick it up on camera, but it's funny. You hear the whack, 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 whack of the bulldozer and the excavators. I can tell you right now, the guys have been driving back here. Just because the county road sucks. County road sucks. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Look at that. Coming up. Oh. Dirt tracks again. Yeah, deer love new trails. They don't have to go crawling through. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Look, 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 look. Oh, toys. See, now right here, and they're fixing this, okay? Water comes down out of here and would cross over and washes out down here. So there will be graveling that in with riprap. Basically just stones. That keeps the erosion down and dirt built. So that'll all be filled in right there. Because this is the pond. This is the dam. Oh my God. That's awesome. Look at all that free dirt. And I say that because it's nice not to have to buy your dirt. Yes, you got to pay labor and expenses. They have the gentlemen come out here and do it. But they got the toys and I don't. You can see how they've scraped this, obviously, and they're forming the banks. It was pretty steep down here, so because the way they just closed off the ravine, there's another natural water that comes off from where he's working, and it comes right down the middle of the pond. One on that side, one on this side, and they just dammed it. Shoved all the dirt up there, made a small pond here. Look, somebody's working on their truck, servicing. Let me tell you, I've seen enough of that out there. Guys that don't service their vehicles, especially when they come up here and work, use these machines, never maintain them. Nice to see this gentleman doing it. There's also quite a big rock ledges underneath here. Now there is a drain on the pond. It's down because of the drought this summer. We are catching all the rain up here at the higher elevation, but there's a drain down there, and they said if they had to drain it, they would. But you can see where they just cut these trees off the top, and there's a ravine coming through, and they just filled it up. It was a simple pond. It's a good pond. We're just enhancing it.